It's Cinemondo talking about Devara again because it's just the biggest movie about to come out. So I have to talk about it. We went to, that was one of the first movies we saw was RR Telugu, starring the Telugu film. And it was Rajamouli's opus, like huge.
Yeah.
And it broke through.
You guys heard of RRR? Maybe we should recap and talk about it a little bit to kind of bring people up to speed on what that was.
Yeah, no one's heard of it. This RR movie. And it also starred NTR. So that's the other big thing about this. We got another big action movie starring NTR. So I'm hoping there will be some dancing in it. We don't know. But because he did that spectacular Natu dance.
Right.
Guy is an incredible dancer. I'd love to see him do more. So I'm hoping there'll be some in this. But from what I can tell from the teaser, it's kind of more action, aquatic, interesting stuff.
Oceanic.
Yes, it's very oceanic. It is.
Well, the thing about that dance thing in the in RRR was that was so huge. It was so huge that something tells me that, you know, everything, you know, associated with the people associated with that, they're going to try to recapture that. Recapture that magic somehow. So
that's true. But this is directed by Koratala Siva.
Yeah.
I don't know if I pronounced that right, but he's done some really good action movies. He's not SS Rajamouli though.
Right.
You know, but he does very good action films. So I'm very excited to see this. I saw the teaser. There's an incredible shot at the very end where he's leaping out of the water on a shark, which is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen. And like, what? Like, I was like, what? So
that can never happen.
No way. It's fake. But I'm very excited to see it. So let's take a look at it.
Okay. Are we ready?
Let's do it. Yes, ready.
And
సముద్రం మళ్ళీ ఇరుపెక్కి నిజంగా ఎర్ర సముద్రం అయినట్టు అది నా చేతుల మీదుగా అయినట్టు కనిపించుండాలి.
There he is.
భయం పోవాలంటే దేవుడి కథ వినాలా? భయం అంటే ఏంటో తెలియాలంటే దేవర కథ వినాలా?
Right in the water.
Yeah.
What?
సముద్రం మీద ఒక దేవుడు ఉన్నాడు చాలు. కొండ మీద ఇంకో దేవుడిని తయారు చేస్తే అది మీకే మంచిది కాదు బైరా.
He's so graceful.
ముందుండేవి మంచి రోజులు కాదు దేవరా. మన అనుకునే వాళ్ళెవరు మనోళ్ళు కాదు.
సముద్రం ఎక్కాల, సముద్రం ఏలాల.
Oh my God. That's cool. That's dancing. Okay, I'm happy now.
Dancing and stabbing.
Dancing and stabbing. Slicing in the water is pretty cool.
దేవరు అడిగినాడంటే చెప్పినాడని.
Wow. Okay. So.
2 days.
Oh my God, I'm dying. All right. So I love this because it felt very fantasy, and I love that the whole aspect of doing all in the ocean and the water. Like, that's very unusual. I'm trying to think if we ever had it in movies in Hollywood, even that much in the water, besides Aquaman.
Well, but that was so fake. You know, this kind of looked like people really were in the water.
Yeah.
And that stuff, let me tell you, I've worked on some productions where we shot a couple of things underwater with people underwater.
Oh my God.
It is an all day, all week nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
Water
and to do fight scenes underwater with like multiple people and all that, it looks like, oh, I don't want to work on that film.
I would love to see behind the scenes footage of them doing that, because, you know, and in LA, and it's probably the same anyway, the huge tanks, and they have like the skies all wrapping around. It looks very real, but it's still really hard because it's like people, you have to count on people to be able to act underwater, which cannot be easy.
Yeah, you can also do green screen underwater, which is really interesting. You know, you have the green screen, you have people swimming in front of it, and then you can put them into, you know, aquatic paradise or whatever. But it's still not easy to get, and it's all, you know, for the production, it's really difficult. For the actors, it is a nightmare because people think actors have it easy. They, you know, it's just you show up and you have to memorize your lines, and you know. But the actors in action films, even if they do have stunt people, and even if they do have character replacement, digital character replacement, or digital trickery or whatever, people don't realize how much work there still is in films. You know, in the old days, it was much more dangerous, but now the danger level is down, but the workload is still way through the roof on films like this, action films, where guys are jumping around, they're doing wire work. It's not comfortable. It's hard. It takes a lot of rehearsal, a lot of training, a lot of working out to get yourself in shape so that you can do these fights without looking like I would if I was in a fight.
That's right. Like, but how hard is it to find a trained shark to do that? Because I think that would be really hard.
That's the shark did
look, that looked, you know, that looks so bizarre. And the first time I saw it, I went, "Come on, what is this?" And now I'm like, can I see him do that again?
Yeah. It's like all of a sudden, and I feel like sometimes they do it on purpose so that we know that they're not endangering any real animals. They kind of make them look a little bit like, you know, what was it, like Finding Nemo kind of style underwater stuff. It like the fish and the octopus scenes and stuff in Aquaman. You know, they were octopus playing drums and all that. You know, it's like no real octopuses were used.
They weren't playing drums, really. But you know,
I guarantee that there was never a live shark involved.
No, there was never a live shark. No way. For many reasons, there should not be a live shark in a movie like that. But I also thought I was really excited to see that there's at least one, maybe two dance sequences because dance. And also he brings that dance gracefulness to even the fight scenes, like just those few scenes we saw where he's and I'm sure there's stunt people too, but you could tell a lot of that was him, like the way he lands, because you know that's a dancer. The dancer knows how to move. They really know how their body works. So they're great in choreography, fight choreography, because they know exactly where everything goes right at the right time. So I thought that was very nice.
Is dance choreography times 10. I think I've seen both. I've seen people enduring.
You can get hurt
both, and fight choreography. I mean, I've been around in a bunch of productions, and there's been a bunch of, I've been present for countless fights, you know, and the God, I mean, I get tired watching it, and
looks really hard.
People that are involved in it, you have to hit your mark. You have to, and because of camera movements, you know, like camera placement and camera movements, you have to hit your mark. You know, if you're over here, the camera misses you. Let's try that again. Hit your mark this time. And you got to think about a million things while you're doing that. It is like dancing. When you're dancing, you have to think about your moves. You have to think about the rhythm of the music. You have to think about your place on the stage. You also have to, in the context of filmmaking and dancing to some degree, to a big degree, I guess, you have to think about your face, like what you're projecting with your attitude. You can't be dancing in a film like this and look like you're like, you know, like struggling to do the moves. You have to look like it's easy and you're happy. And
that's true.
Yeah, I see movies like this and I'm like, there's a lot more going on. And especially with these hyper real fantasy type movies.
Yeah.
There, you know, with the Indian films that I've seen, there is the kind that are like way up in fantasy world, like this one. And then there's some that are on the street level, which I tend to like a lot more. The ones that depict the real life, the real people. But these fantasy films are kind of like the, you know, the superhero-ish kind of films where the people are bigger than life, larger than life.
That's right.
And
that's right.
you sort of have to develop an appreciation for that.
Yeah, you do. And I think there's a few ways to do it. And I like the darkness of this one. Like a lot of them are very bright and fantasy. And a lot of this was at night. The ocean with the blood coming in was a great visual. I think NTR is playing two characters. I think he's playing Devara, the father, and then the son. And so I liked trying to figure out which scene was the father and which was the son, because he acts a little more, he has this more innocence, like he's not the badass that his father was yet, so you can kind of tell just there's an affect. It's weird. He just looks softer and sweeter, and I was trying to find him in those scenes, so that was kind of fun to see that, like, which character is he playing right now. But also really excited to see Saif Ali Khan. He's great. He was in Vikram Vidha. It's just great. Incredible actor. So he's gonna play, I guess, one of the heavies. There was a few fight scenes with him, but very much looking forward to this movie. I think it's gonna be great on the big screen. I cannot wait to see him ride a shark. I'm telling you, I want to see that scene. And he better not hurt the shark when he's done. He better thank it and let it go.
I know, you got to make sure that the shark is okay, because a lot of people feel like it's all right to kill sharks, and
no,
you know, it ain't. No, it's not.
It's not right.
They're just trying to live. They live on this planet too.
That's
They're
right.
Earthlings.
And if you're riding it and it's saving your life, technically, it deserves to be let go. So I'm telling you right now, filmmakers, don't do it. So,
don't hurt the sharks.
Don't hurt the sharks.
Even
so
the digital sharks.
No, even CGI animals, don't bother. So very excited to see this movie. Let us know what you think about the trailer in the comments. And if you have seen the movie and are now watching this trailer, a reaction, let us know what you think of the movie. We'd love to hear it more. I want to see it and review it. We'll be definitely doing that. And check us out next time.
And if there's another trailer coming up that's just the song, we'll probably talk about that too.
We'll do that.
The big dance scene.
Oh my God, definitely. Definitely. All right. Bye.
Bye, everybody.